Hello, and welcome to my presentation on my 3 suggested tactical phases to create an effective strategic communication plan for the CASA of Jefferson and Gilpin counties. My name is Amber Corella Andrew. I am currently a communications student at the University of Colorado Denver, hoping to graduate in May. I am most interested in researching and planning for companies that I have a profound interest and involvement in, and I was extremely excited to launch this semester's PR project for CASA. Meet Jilly. Jilly is a sweet 15-year-old girl who was moved into the foster care system after being abused by her father. Betty, a CASA volunteer, helped her through high school with tutoring, friendly conversation, therapy, and aiding with college applications. In the past year, over 50,000 child abuse cases just like Jilly's were reported, and over 11,000 children entered into the foster care system. Child abuse and neglect are very real problems in the area, and CASA aims to alleviate these tragedies by providing volunteer advocates to hundreds of children every year. CASA presents itself as an effective and professional nonprofit. The website is well branded with a prevalent logo and red and blue color scheme. Information is clear and easy to find. CASA's social media presence is limited to Facebook and Twitter. Both of these sites are updated fairly often with engaging and diverse content. However, the pages seem to have a small amount of followers for such a large nonprofit, 341 and 431 at the time of my research. The organization also hosts many annual awareness events, including a night for CASA, where volunteers are recognized, success stories are told, and money is raised for the cause. CASA has an extremely wide range of info profiles on pages as diverse as job search engines, the Chamber of Commerce, Yelp, Rotary pages, etc. Overall, these pages are brief, neutral in tone, and clear about communicating the basics. The few news articles I found were informational in nature, either reporter-style coverage of an event or a quick overview of what the organization does. Despite the overall communication success of CASA's internal communication, a few informational gaps remain on their personal website and social media profiles. Also, leadership and employees at the organization desire a more strategic and structured communication plan. External communication is also extremely limited. Overall, CASA simply needs more donations and more volunteers. After conducting this preliminary research and completing this public's prioritization table, I arrived at 3 key publics for CASA's strategic communication plan: journalists, bloggers, and potential donors and volunteers. CASA would like to be positioned in the mind of these publics as a reliable and effective nonprofit who puts charitable donations and volunteers' valuable time to work impacting the lives of neglected and abused children in the Denver area. The first key public is personified in the character of Justice Journaling Jessie. Jessie is aged 25 to 45, female, middle class, professional media reporter who desires to find current, interesting, engaging, and relevant information to report on. She wants to tell meaningful stories that her audience will care about. CASA provides her with good stories, and in return, CASA gets much needed visibility and publicity. The strategic communication plan proposed here aims to have an effect on the awareness, acceptance, and action of reporters such as Jessie. The goal is 25 articles or news hits over the course of 3 phases, January through March 2016. The second key public is benefit blogger Ben. He is aged 20 to 45 and places a high importance on accuracy and facts. He also usually reports on causes he believes in. Bloggers such as Ben are informal opinion leaders and will help provide greater visibility and more diverse media to the organization. The 3 phases will aim to have an effect on the awareness and action of bloggers such as Ben, specifically to increase their attention to CASA's work in the community, resulting in 25 media hits. The third key public is friend to children Chelsea. Chelsea is a 20 to 60-year-old white stay-at-home mom. She is active in the local community and volunteers the majority of her time to causes she believes in. To date, women like Chelsea have been the most responsive to outreach efforts and therefore should be a great target audience for recruiting new volunteers. This plan aims to have an effect on the awareness and action of women such as Chelsea. The goal is to gain 75 more volunteers and $1,000 more in donations. Phase 1 of this plan aims to improve communication consistency by updating and improving the existing website content, starting and maintaining a blog, and creating and maintaining a social media calendar. While professional and informative, the existing CASA website has a few communication gaps, including too brief of a history section, unclear donation use, no event pictures, inconsistent definitions of the term advocate, and a lack of a frequently asked question page, and no colorful stories. The website is an easy and controlled way to dictate what messages key publics receive, and updating this content will establish trust and credibility with the organization's publics. I also suggest that CASA starts and maintains a blog. Nonprofit blogs have been shown to attract younger audiences, create informal interactions with volunteers, and provide valuable mediums for telling success stories. Regular posts will consolidate existing communication channels, diversify existing marketing materials, and create a database where people can continually find answers to frequently asked questions. I also propose that CASA begins to take a part in the best practices of maintaining a regular communication schedule. This schedule would be all-inclusive, dictating the timing, frequency, and content of all communication with all publics. This will not only ensure the organization optimizes its online presence, but will also establish an ongoing conversation with all of CASA's publics. These pictures show only a few options for a social media editorial calendar. Honestly, the options are endless. Phase 1 will only cost $400 because of its heavy internal focus. The only required costs are the blog designer and the public relations consulting. This first phase will take place from the end of December through mid-January. This Gantt chart demonstrates how tasks and time will be allocated in order to make sure everything gets done on time. Phase 2 is dedicated to getting the word out about CASA with stickers, clothing, news releases, and radio commercials. This tactic is simply designing and producing stickers that existing CASA volunteers and donors can place on their cars, water bottles, and computers so that their friends and neighbors can see them and ask about the organization. This tactic will increase awareness of CASA's brand and mission. Similar to the sticker tactic, designing and producing clothing with CASA's logo on it will increase brand recognition and prompt inquiry into CASA's mission. One of the best ways to reach CASA's targeted publics is to generate and disseminate regular newsworthy press releases. By capitalizing on their existing identified triggering events and creating special events, as well as taking advantage of relevant current events, CASA will be able to generate awareness, increase acceptance, and motivate action in their publics. Also, producing and disseminating radio commercials advertise CASA's regular and special events, as well as telling persuasive success stories, will increase the key public's awareness and action by notifying them of CASA's events, increasing attendance at those events, and ultimately increasing volunteer and donation numbers. Phase 2 will cost approximately $7,350, with the majority of the money going towards sticker and clothing design and production. This phase will take place over the course of 5 weeks, January 25th through February 22nd. The first 2 weeks are dedicated to the design of the materials, and the second 2 weeks are dedicated to the production of the materials. Phase 3 aims to foster interpersonal engagement of key publics through 3 key events: an open house, a volunteer appreciation and recognition banquet, and an educational summit. These pictures show examples of a typical business open house. An open house would allow CASA volunteers, children, staff, and friends to enjoy an evening of food and drink while also learning more about the great work of the organization. By inviting the community in, CASA is giving a vulnerable, behind-the-scenes look at what the company does. The Volunteer Appreciation and Recognition Banquet will be a more elaborate fare, where volunteers are recognized for their contributions to the organization. Stories will be told and awards will be given so that the volunteers can feel truly appreciated. Furthermore, the friends and family of the awarded volunteers will be invited in order to spread the word about CASA's work. Hosting an educational summit will meet CASA's goal of educating the community about abuse and neglect in the area. Keynote speakers will be invited to speak on diverse topics relating to the benefits and challenges of the advocacy process. The summit will be a weekend full of discussion, problem solving, and learning for the men and women invited to participate. As the largest and most intensive of the 3 stages, Phase 3 will cost approximately $7,800, with most of the money going towards food, drinks, tables, and chairs for all of the events, as well as a venue for the summit and banquet. Phase 3 will take place between March 4th and April 22nd, and these 2 months will be spent planning, organizing, and hosting these events. The success of this communication plan will be recorded through various means. Initial responses from reporters and bloggers in regard to the news releases and prompts given to them will be recorded as they are received. Next, CASA employees will count the number of media hits before and after the campaign. How many people attend the Phase 3 events will be a good indicator of strategic success. However, the ultimate benchmark for evaluation will be the before and after numbers of volunteers and donations. Thank you so much for taking the time to view and listen to this presentation. I look forward to hearing your thoughts and feedback.